Hey church family, it's great to come to you through this video to provide you with some updates and some announcements that we have for our church. And believe it or not, we actually have some things that are happening that are new, and it's quite a bit as we are now approaching the fall season for our church. We love everyone to be aware of, so please pay attention to some of these announcements that I'm about to give. Before I do want to express how much we miss you all as a church. This is a burden for us as pastors to not be able to gather and see everyone as we would like. Something is missing, and we do get to see each other through small groups, and we try to have phone conversations, and there's some people that have been attending on Sundays, but it's as if something is missing as our church family, and we're praying to the Lord to continue to sustain us, give us strength, but also to restore us to be able to come together once again, and He would restore us very soon. And so wanted to make sure we mentioned that. Because of that, because we miss each other, we've decided to host and call a family church meeting. And this is a meeting that it won't be in small groups. It will be asking that everyone in our church make every effort to gather in one meeting place. It will be through Zoom, but at least we get to all be together, and it will be a family meeting where we provide further updates for our church, where we will be discussing some things and just catching up with one another, encouraging one another, spending time reflecting in the beauties and wonders that are ours in Christ as a general church family, where we will also have, once again, a time of communion, where we will partake in the Lord's table, Lord's Supper, as a church family from our homes. And although we will be in separate places and we will be connecting face to face through a screen, we know that we can do so in the unity of the Spirit, where again, we get as many people as possible from our church family to connect. And this will all take place in a couple of weeks, August 28th on a Friday night at 8 p.m. We hope that you make every effort and rearrange your schedule, if at all possible, to make this family meeting, August 28th at 8 p.m. on a Friday night. And we will be sending that info for you to connect very soon, and look forward to seeing as many of you as possible. We miss you all. Also, a big announcement for this upcoming Sunday. Two things are happening. One, we've changed the service times just a little. We're still meeting in the afternoons, but instead of having an English service and then a Spanish, we are bumping up the Spanish service to 3 p.m. Our English service will back up a bit, just half hour to 4:30, so it'll be 3 p.m. Spanish, 4:30 p.m. English, and we just think that's going to facilitate our Spanish folks, that it's easier for them to make it a little earlier in the day, not so late in the evening, and it's just make the entire day for the volunteers just a little earlier. We look forward to those that have been coming and are able to come. We look forward to see you in those new times, again, 3 p.m., 4:30 p.m., effective this Sunday. But also this Sunday, this is another important announcement, we are starting a new series. The series is entitled Unstuck, and it's going to be on spiritual warfare. We thank God for the author of Hebrews that has pastored and shepherded our church for almost a year now, especially during these tough times, through our series, Jesus is Better. But we've officially ended that series this past Sunday, and we're starting a new, shorter, it's about 6-week series entitled Unstuck, where we are encouraging and challenging one another to engage spiritual warfare, engage the fight of freedom that is ours in Christ. And this is to release people from the bondages that the enemy brings our way, and the ways that Satan causes us to be stuck in compartments and areas of our lives. And so we want to engage this fight together as a local church. And so with that said, I have one more request of our church, and it's something I've discussed with our pastors, and something we're just asking, that if during our series, one of those Sundays, that you would put this in prayer, whether you're single or you put into prayer as a family, and you ask the Lord, would you have me maybe choose one of the Sundays within our series to attend personally to the worship service. Now, we continue to emphasize that Decisions in our church are made according to everyone's own conscience and the leading of the Spirit for your own life and your own family. And we continue to also take precautions, be sensitive to the realities that are taking place with COVID and the sensitivities, and the vulnerabilities that many have with older family members. And we don't want to put anyone at risk. And we really don't. And we are also listening to the guidance of our government authorities. And so we continue to meet through video and recordings and in person, depending on how you would choose. However, there is something that we are asking that every family, every individual in our church, at least put this into prayer. Why? Mainly because we miss seeing you. We miss seeing each other as a church. And maybe you would choose one Sunday within our new 6-week series and say, this very Sunday, we're going to go as a family to the church. I'm going to go as an individual to the church. Why? Because I miss my church family. Because I miss my pastors. Because my pastors have expressed that they miss me. And because this specific series is also about engaging a fight together. And so we're going to be calling our church to warfare, spiritual warfare. All that is taking place in our culture, it's not a battle against flesh and blood. We as believers know that things are much deeper and have a much graver eternal consequence. And so we want to engage it for what it really is. We don't battle against flesh and blood, but against the powers and the rulers and the principalities of this dark world. And so would you consider, once again, put something into prayer? And this is not something that we are asking personally, but it's just something that we are asking you to consider as you put it into prayer as a family or as an individual, and say, maybe the Lord would take us to gather with our church on a Sunday and see our pastors, seeing some other church members in person, as we also are taking our precautions and keeping social distancing as much as we possibly can. Would you consider that as a church? Along with everything else going on in our church, we've got new things that are taking place for our youth. We will gather once again through Zoom for our children on Sunday mornings. Our college BCM gatherings are also going to start up again in very near future. I think it's probably 2 weeks or so. We will also be starting a new wave of Bible studies as of September. So much that is taking place in our church via Zoom, via a small group, via Bible study, groups of encouragement. I mean, we've got stuff in person and through Zoom happening for our youth in the upcoming weeks. And so we want everyone to consider engaging one way or another. But our Sunday gathering, we just value it. And we're asking again that you put that into prayer. And we would love to see you. Why? Again, because we miss you, church. We love you. And now that I let you go, I just want to send my blessing to everyone. God bless everyone. Love you, church. Hope to see you soon.